slept. I made sure that I found a way through a cloud of haze. Every day I wept, found how to live through all them cloudy days. You know the mind's a maze with all its mixtures. It's always hard to get the entire scope of the picture. 1080p, that's you or the busters, yeah, obsolete. Can't fuck with me, excuse my French, but I'm not discreet. I wear my heart on my sleeve, but I've learned my lesson. I've learned 1996 birth, one of the greatest weapons untold. I'm destined to reach heights thought I could never see, but foolish thoughts rampage my heart and let me not reach the peaks that's entrusted to me. My belief shatter off past actions. I grieve, but grievance never really matter. It's how I choose to act differently in the coming battles to overcome my limitations and get out my shadow. But it's hard to wade in this water where it was never shallow. Fuck it, let me get the paddles. Fuck that now, let me get this castle. Fuck that now, let me get this battle.
Crazy. What it do, y'all? Squad Nero back in this thing again. Season 2, episode 22, aka episode 64. For everybody that's been tapping in from the get-go, back in this thing. Sorry about the little hiatus. Obviously, you know, some holidays last week, so figured that everybody will want to enjoy themselves with their family for the Easter holidays. So appreciate y'all again for stopping on by. As always, we got Nino up in the building, Croco, and Smooth, T-Smooth as well. Your humble host for this Squad Nero podcast. All right, let's break the glass real quick.
All right, I'm gonna break the glass. I'm sorry I was gone for 2 weeks, people. I don't know what was up with the last episode that y'all saw. It was all dank and quiet and just so much silence, no color at all. And it feels good to be missed. I heard it. They missed me. I appreciate y'all too. I'm just letting y'all know that now. I'm gonna try not to be gone for too long. Not so far gone like Drake. Don't believe the lies. Look me in my eyes.
Can we take it back?
No.
This nigga in his
He said, no, let's run it back. I don't even.
Can we take it back?
You were missed, though. And your technical savviness was absolutely missed.
Yes. This whole podcast is predicated on your server. So we appreciate you and your server.
Like the fact that Rob said that he's going to cut that part out because I called him. I said, you actually said you missed me. He's like, nah, I'm going to have to cut that out.
He was like, you know what? Let me text Niall.
Now I should bring it up now. I really want to take that shit back. But
too bad. I already got it downloaded.
That's too damn bad.
Oh, no. I'll put it up on our Instagram.
Oh, that's crazy. All right. So let's get this episode started real quick. I'm pretty sure we tapped in on Sinners before. I don't think none of us actually watched it because it was coming out later that week for the podcast in which we shot.
Easter weekend.
But now that we have...
we gave y'all a week. Spoiler alert. I'm saying it now. We gave y'all a week.
Yeah, it's spoiler alerts OD for this one. So if you haven't watched that joint, click off because you had too much time. And especially if you black and you're not supporting this black ass movie, then I don't know what's going on with you. If you've been busy, that's understandable. But now we're here.
I don't feel like it is, and I'm one of those people.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
Yeah.
This is like Black People Unite.
That's why I was like, all right, I understand. If you was busy, then I understand. We can't. Sometimes other priorities take precedent. But for the folks that have, most of us have watched Sinners, if not once, probably multiple times in here. I'm pretty sure I was of the firm understanding that I was shooting for like 300 mil. In regards to the box office that they are capable of reaching. And as of recently, it does look like they might be able to reach that, if not past that as well. The most recent box office earnings, it's only had like a 6% drop off, which is one of the lowest drop off rates of any film in the past like 10 years, if I'm not mistaken. So it has been moving. I think it's at what is it at? Center's global total has exploded past the 150 million milestone, hitting a cumulative gross of 161.6 million worldwide. Now
They
that
only
we
had a
see
$90 million budget too.
Yep.
$90 million budget, you gotta. I was watching somebody. I think you have to do a 2.5 multiplication on that $90 million budget because that doesn't factor in
Marketing.
yeah the marketing and everything like that.
Yeah.
Outside of it, supposedly the marketing budget for this film was like astronomical. I think from reports. So 2.5 plus that is probably like around 200 something million, high 200 million for them to eclipse, and I think they're gonna get that easy. I think they're gonna get that easy. But nonetheless, forget the box office. Let's see, because it's been, I guess, a topic on the streets. Certain people have said that they genuinely fucked with it. Some people haven't fucked with the movie or thought that it was just lukewarm and everything like that. So I'm curious, what are three things that stood out from the movie for y'all? And then what would you give it your rating?
One, Smoke never smiled. If you notice, he never smiled once during the movie. Until the mid-credit scene, they do that flashback, you actually see him smile one time. One time. And that's when him, Annie, Stack, and Mary are in the juke joint and they're dancing. Only in that moment when he's with Annie, he smiles. And it's only one time during the movie. For the full 2 hours and 16 minutes and 30 seconds, he doesn't smile once until you see that one scene, which is a flashback when they're in the juke joint. He's always the most serious one, and you could tell the difference between the twins because of that. He's like the father figure between the two, and Stack is the loose cannon, per se, you could say. Also, on top of that, how they tried to play the pretty much the trope of Irish heritage compared to black culture during that time, to how religion was pushed on both sides with everything going on, especially when the Lord's Prayer was being said. Remick said that was the same thing that was pushed on me when my family was getting bodied. Third, Josh Allen, I'm sorry, Haley Steinfeld, baby boy, I'm just saying, she blew the house off with the things she was saying. Had everybody like, ooh, people were not ready for that performance from her, and the fact that because of this role, she found out she got a little bit of black. So, like I said, Josh Allen, watch out. You're going to have some gooners going after your girl now because of this role.
Some gooners by the name of...
Don't say it.
Projection.
She was in her career. I'll steal it. Remember she said that?
I'm just saying, don't give me
I'm
just saying, Andy, though.
I was gonna say I agree with you on that last part with Haley Steinfeld. Like I haven't seen her really act in anything, but the way she acted, I was like, yo, she's kind of like. And what I liked about this movie was like it wasn't like the women in the movie were. How do I say this? You know, Hollywood puts women
like
in movies in certain positions where they're like, yeah, damsel in distress, or like they have to show they're such a badass by saying some stupid shit. Like the women in this movie held their own. Like. Even though the Asian lady did some dumb shit, she held her own. Michael B. Jordan's girlfriend, the dark-skinned black lady, she held her own in the movie, coming up with things on how to defeat the vampires, things that she heard of, like the garlic and the wood at the stake. And Haley Steinfeld, I thought she really did a really good job in her role. One thing that did stand out to me was I did think, like thinking about it more, Michael B. Jordan acting as the twins, he definitely did. This is one of his better movies, in my opinion. So I did think he did a good job in that. Him and Haley Steinfeld, Steinfeld definitely stole the show, and I would definitely say the music as well. Like the thing is, I saw the movie in the theater outside, so it was a rooftop theater, and the headphones were kind of janky, and the screen wasn't as bright as it should have been. So it was like waving a little bit. And I'm like, 30% of the movie I couldn't hear. So when he started playing the guitar, and people from different uh, moments in time, like from the '80s, start coming into play, I was like, what the fuck is going on? Because like when that scene happened, I just saw niggas doing the Kid and Play. And I'm like, when was they doing that in the '30s? Then I saw the rock and roll shit. Then I saw like people ballroom dance. I was like, oh, okay, this is like music through the time or something. But not being able to hear the movie did kind of mess things up a little bit. But I thought the pacing was pretty good. Some people thought it was boring, but I thought it was pretty good. But I would say it kind of fell flat at the end when the head vampire Remick had Sam in the water. It was like he could have killed him right then and there, or bit him and like turn him into a vampire, but it just took so long. I get Michael B. Jordan's character had to, like come in and save the day, but that was my only gripe with the movie because it was just like he was literally the devil and he could have just killed him right then and there. But other than that, I thought it was a really solid movie.
So what would y'all give the rating? Because I don't think I ever gave y'all a rating out of a 10.
10 of 10. 10 of 10.
I gave it a 7 just 'cause I couldn't hear and see everything. But if I saw it in the regular theater, I'd probably give it an 8.
Bet. I think my 3 main things. One is the technical expertise in regards to the cinematography.
Mhm.
I went into an IMAX film, which the movie was shot with IMAX cameras, and it's just I believe this is like my first time. I'm pretty sure it's my first time willingly going to an IMAX theater. I could have been in one prior to like Avengers. I'm thinking that they shot that with IMAX and everything like that. But this is the first one willingly that I went to, and I understood completely why they went the IMAX route. There's certain scenes on there, like where just the drive through the cotton fields of Mississippi back in the day, where that drive, it immediately made me feel like I was immersed. I was in the environment. The story and the acting on top of that, which is my next 2 things that I'd like to point out for that, it helped with that immersion so much where it felt like we were in the 1930s. It wasn't like, it was obviously race elements there, but it wasn't so much so that is forced down your throat, pause, all throughout the movie type of thing.
Mhm.
It wasn't like you were reminded of it at every second. Sure, it'd be some jokes here and there, but at the end of the day, niggas wasn't folding just because white people was treating them a certain way. It's a reason why we made it this far to begin with. It's because niggas found ways to be able to go through that shit and either talk about it through the music in which they play, such as the blues and everything like that, or figure out other constructive ways to talk about it, or they just went to their vices. But it wasn't something that was very prominent, which I actually fucked with a lot. And just the acting of everybody on this motherfucker was just top tier as hell. From the secondary characters, like Cornbread and everything like that, just acting top tier. Jokes, top tier. Like, I'd honestly probably give this movie a 10 out of 10, I'm not gonna lie.
Rob, you think, my bad, you think their jokes, since it's like culturally, like this is where sometimes they might fall flat in other movies like superhero films because it's like the jokes that were in that movie culturally were like
I think it was
like the cadence and the timing. Like the nigga that was playing the harmonica, his jokes was funny because he acted like somebody's old ass granddad or somebody's old ass uncle. Like when he shot himself, you're like, yo, this nigga's hilarious. But it's
I think the jokes were just like realistically timed.
See,
Type of thing.
That's
So like
thing
when shit was going down with all the vampires, it wasn't no jokey joke type of shit. I don't believe that there was a joke that was said once they actually figured out that it was vampires and everything like that. But before that, when everything was cool, copacetic, somebody knocking on, or a smoker stack, I can't remember which one of them was knocking on the door. It was like, hey, yeah, nigga, it's Jim Crow. Open up.
Yeah, that was stacked.
Like, that was stacked. Was that after he got turned?
That was after he turned because he was still
After
like,
he got turned.
Once they heard him, yeah. So my whole thing is with the jokes, it was so timed perfectly with everything that was going on. It wasn't forced. Like when you're watching the Marvel films, they feel like they're forced down our throat. Pause. Like even like the like Cornbread, low key, probably one of my favorite characters out there, like side character wise. even that small moment, he's guarding the juke joint. He's like, "All right, pretty lady, you can get in here. You can get it. Wait, you owe me $2." And start choking him off, and then the camera just pans. It was like they didn't spend too much time on that joke, but it hit because it's realistic. Because people didn't play about $2 or $3 or even $1 back in the day. Because you were only given a certain amount being a sharecropper. You didn't hit your quota that day. They wasn't giving you much. Especially when like even the scene where Stack is recruiting when he's recruiting Cornbread, and he has that whole moment like with his wife, and once he said bump your wife, she's gonna do this to you because of how much you're gonna be making. And Cornbread was about to fight him. His whole wife said, "Stop! How much you paying the man?" Like in that moment, like that was funny because she looked at dollar signs and she didn't care what the what she would have to do for them dollar signs. But I felt bad for Cornbread. He didn't get his reward that night. He got turned into a vampire and then burnt up.
It also wasn't like niggas was forcefully trying to try and hit jokes. It's kind of like in the superhero movies, you kind of like forcing the joke in there. You don't necessarily need a joke, or if you had a joke in this certain instance, like a good way to bring a joke in from the last Captain America, when Cap went to go see Falcon in the hospital because of what happened and everything with the missiles around the island of Tiamat. Bucky came in, he had his spiel and everything like that, which helped Cap get to his senses and everything, and then he just threw a subtle joke in there just to like lighten up the mood. It's a reason why he did it. It's understandable why he would joke in that instance, even though the situation that he's in is dire. Like, it's supposed to alleviate the mood that he's in. All these niggas is joking around. That shit that, if you grew up with niggas, then you just know that's what niggas do. If you're in a comfortable environment or anything like that with the people that you love and cherish the most, niggas just gonna joke around a lot. So I think that they were able to capitalize on that, and Ryan Coogler just in general is just great. Whatever it is, black people are very sincere about the stories that they tell and who they have to tell it, type of thing, where they don't have to manufacture fake elements in the story. The story is just gonna fabricate those things and intertwine it with the story to a certain extent. We see it with Jordan Peele, we see it with Ryan Coogler. We probably even see it with Marlon Wayans and the Wayans family and everything like that. Even though Marlon kind of pushes the button a little bit, but he's also a comedian at the same time, so you understand why he does that. But at the same, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just a nigga. But I think.
But I was gonna say I definitely agree with that. But the one scene that stuck out to me was, you know how in movies black people be like, "Man, this should be over if we was in it," or "This shit wouldn't even have happened if we was in it." Like, think of it. This movie, the ending scene would not have even happened because the black people at the door. So Niall, I don't know if you he's what is doing, but Niall, in the movie, the vampires can only come in when they're invited in. So they'd be like, "Oh, can I come in?" And you have to say yes in order for them to be able to step through.
Okay.
Otherwise, they won't be able to come in. So the root lady, like the root doctor, Michael B. Jordan's girlfriend, she was like, "Wait a minute, why would you ask to come in if you were already here?" Like, this is when they found out one of the dudes was a vampire. Like, why would you ask to come in if you were already here? Something's up. And Michael B. Jordan's brother had just died, and he found it funny too. He was like, "Yeah, why are you asking us to come in? You were just working the door. Just say you coming back." He's like, "Come on, man, just say I can come in. Just let me in." And it's like everybody black was suspicious. Like, okay, like these niggas is vampires, and they trying to get in here. All we got to do, like, vampires don't like garlic, they don't like wood, they don't like silver, they don't like sunlight. Easy. We wait till the morning. And then it's like, once the Asian lady's husband was turned to a vampire, and they were like, "Well, we know about your daughter, we know about this, this, and this." It's like every black person there's family would have been compromised. Everything them too. But they was like, "You know what, we gonna hold out for each other, because when the sun come out, we'll be able to go and check on people and, tell what happened." But it's like the Asian lady couldn't keep her mouth shut and yelled, "Come in, you motherfuckers." And that's when the vampires came in. So it's like, yo, bruh, And even in a horror movie, we still not doing dumb shit. We still not the ones running to the danger. For example, Steinfeld's character, she was the first one to go to the vampires, to sit next to them, hear them play music. Granted, we know they was vampires, but they gave off a weird vibe. She was sitting next to them, boom. But it was never us that was going out there or going into the face of danger to see what the fuck was going on.
Okay.
I like that little touch.
Yeah, I need to see this movie.
Yeah, you bullshit.
Literally the whole time y'all been talking, I'm like, hold on, how do I get a 2-in-1? They got any drive-ins open this weekend? I'm serious. I'm dead serious too. Like if my phone would pick up, you would see it's drive-ins. I'm on maps. I'm like, no, we gotta try to figure out a 2-in-1 or something. It sounds great the way y'all described it as somebody who hasn't seen the movie. Not even just you guys, but the way that even others have described it. The thing that kind of let me know that this movie was something that was different is just the simple fact that like the people when they're explaining the movie, they're not. It's almost like a lot of people are jumping into like what typically film critics would do, like just regular people. They're sitting there like, oh my, I was thinking about the movie after I saw it, and the way that this character did this, the way that they contrasted the colors between and this scene versus this scene, and the clothing, literally every single detail, whether it's cinematography, whether it's the story and plot, whether it's the costume design, the way that it's been explained to me, it's like there were so many different angles to filmography that were embraced and accurate, not only from a film perspective, but also. Ooh.
You gotta turn down Niall's Discord mic on your joint.
I got you. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit myself.
What's good, Co-Red? Appreciate the
Thank you. Is it better now too? Code Red, you might be able to let us know. I kind of turned it down myself. Let us know if it's too low too. But everything that everyone, yeah, that's good. Okay, perfect. Everything that I've seen in regards to this movie, not only from the film element of it, but also from like the idea of cultural expression and like the essence, like capturing the essence of the time. It sounds like they did a really good job with this movie in doing that. Whether, we talking cultural, whether we're talking set scene, and that was some of the things that I heard you guys talking about in your review of it. So, yeah, I just gotta make sure I see this movie. That's what it sounds like.
Yo, you know what's crazy? This nasty ass movie. When the nigga was like, yo, because the dark skin shorty, she was cute, she was fine, and Sam was talking to her. Then they went out back. And he was like, I'm trying to try something, and she was like, but I walked over here. He was like, it don't matter, and went down on her, bruh. We was in the theater with our headphones on. Why every girl in the movie starts screaming? I'm like,
ooh wee.
Oh, I believe you.
I was like, okay, this is funny as hell. But yo, in the one scene, I'm not gonna lie, I was probably the only nigga in the theater that was actually laughing, because when Michael B. Jordan went to the dark skinned black lady crib, I thought that was his mom the whole time. Because granted, I really couldn't hear too much of what was going on, so I was like, and then he was like, "But I still love you." And the way he looked at her, I was like, "Oh, this is his joint." And for some reason, it wasn't funny, but I just bust out laughing. I'm like, "Bro, they really." I don't know. I just don't know why I laughed. But other than that, I just thought the casting was really perfect too. To be honest,
even to the Delroy, I can't remember. I can't remember his name. Delroy something, but the old head.
Yeah.
Boy, oh boy, this nigga is impeccable. Even to Sammy, this is his first acting debut. Nigga learned guitar in order to play that shit in the fucking movie. Nigga was doing that shit, I think 5 hours a day. For 2 months. Shit is crazy, bro. And Ryan Coogler is just finding these niggas. Oh, and before we end up going off to the next topic, Marvel. Look me in my eyes right now, my nigga. Kevin Feige, we talking to your bitch ass as well.
Here we go.
Not much of a bitch ass, but You know what I mean.
We are not going to get sponsored by Marvel in any way, shape, or form. The way you
Nonetheless-
started this off.
Good.
Yeah, I ain't worried about that shit. Nonetheless, first things first. Fucking buy Spider-Man from these niggas. Do that. 2, and this is a very close. Nah, this is 1B. Fucking get Ryan Coogler to write and direct Blade, because now you seen this nigga was able to make a vampire flick, change it up so that it's new and refreshing for everybody, but still keep the essence of the vampire film what it's needed to be. He can do this shit with Blade. I don't know why you didn't just do that shit with Blade. I don't understand. Maybe you thought because Blade doesn't really tap into his race like that in the comics or anything like that, you didn't think Ryan Coogler could do that, but obviously he can. So stop all of this shenanigans and everything like that. You want Mahershala Ali Blade to be something nice? Then help by letting Ryan Coogler do this shit. Please. All right.
I would rather him do a Miles Morales movie. Because
Ryan
if he
Coogler?
always got his black folks to do a Blade movie, they
Oh, something happened.
It cut out. Yeah.
Miles Morales. It's gonna be Spike Lee.
Oh my gosh. Oh
It
my
cut
god.
off. It cut off and cut on at the wrong part. I heard Spike Lee. I was like, oh god, no.
Miles Morales. Could you
I said,
imagine
watch
Spike
Miles-
Lee would
they gonna
make
be
him
like-
into
they
Black
gonna be like,
Panther?
oh, you gonna get black people from these different demographics, and Spike Lee gonna direct the Miles Morales film.
That'd be too black for me. Plus the nigga Miles Morales.
Too black? Come on.
Wow.
Plus the nigga Miles Morales.
Oh, bro.
Miles
Honestly.
Morales ain't only black.
Hey, I'm with Rob. He would literally drop. He wouldn't even become Spider-Man. He would become Black Panther.
Black Panther man.
Okay.
Black
Brother
Panther
man.
boy.
Be like, bruh, why is his name Hugh halfway through the movie?
Oh my god. Nigga Miles gonna change his name to his one of his African ancestors' names. The nigga's not gonna be Miles no
Facts.
more. And I was about to. I'm not gonna do
He said, let me bring it back.
that.
Nigga gonna be swinging through the city with a dashiki on. Fucking with Spike Lee.
I can't with y'all.
Oh,
No,
fuck,
but
man.
to your point though, I do. Yo, and you know what? That's the part. The funniest part about this to me is I do think that you are right. I thought from the very beginning that Ryan Coogler should be the one to do Blade. It's like, look, not only has he done a great job like in Marvel, but he's done a great job with the movies that he's come out with around Marvel, and it's just kind of like his track record is so good. If y'all having as much, if you even feel like you could have had as much difficulty making this film as possible, then maybe he is just the best person to have handle it. Why not? And then again, it's a success from you. It's a black character. It's a success that this director has had with another black character in your universe. He should have been the answer from the beginning. That's why I said I think something happened with that. Like, I think that he did want to do it, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I feel like that, like, when him getting that no, because it's been so many years now that, like, I think he got the first no, and that's what, like, not saying that he made Sinners because he couldn't work things out with Marvel and Blade, but I think that was kind of like one of those things that was in his head, is like, I just heard no from Blade. I have all of these ideas for a vampire movie. Then just hearing some of the things that he's been saying, I think those things started to come into play where he was like, yeah, I could tell a great movie. Like, aside from Marvel, I could just tell a great movie about vampires. But I feel like he got the first no. And if that is the case, it's just kind of like another example to me of like where you can kind of question Marvel's judgment at times. That's what it just kind of feel like. Like, Captain, again, we talked about this in a previous podcast, but Captain Marvel just kind of releasing that as something to kind of bait people in between the Avengers, Infinity Wars and Endgame movie. a lot of people said that was bad judgment. They said, look, this is a character that we could enjoy, and that a lot of people, has a very unique and rich, not unique, but a very rich history in the comic book. This is a character that a lot of comic nerds and also other people outside of the comic world could enjoy. It was a bad judgment by Marvel to release it at the time that they did. Same thing with Black Widow as another example. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just kind of calls into question, like, how much can we actually trust Marvel's judgment if they did have Ryan Coogler, like if he was willing to do this. And maybe he wasn't. I'm just making an assumption. Maybe he wasn't. But if he was and they said no, it's just kind of like, oh boy. I don't know.
Well, before Rob carries off to another subject, Ryan Coogler is heading the project of X-Files, which is really going to be dope, because X-Files was, before it stopped running, it ran for 11 seasons, I believe.
Mm-hmm. It was a great show.
Really great show. And for it to be like pretty much like a X-Files, it's like pretty much he confirmed that he's actively working on the project, that he's enthusiastic about breathing new life into the iconic supernatural detective series. The reboot is expected to introduce new lead stars and retain the essence of the original series, while also reflecting contemporary themes. I'm really looking forward to this, because knowing him, we're going to get a good black lead. He does really well with choosing his actors or actresses for any of these roles that's being played. I think Robert Frozen. Never mind. So honestly, with this news coming out even after him doing the movie Sinners, it's going to really rocket him if he does an amazing job with this, because like I said, this show went on for 11 seasons. It even had their own movie that came out in 98. Started off in what, 96, 97?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's around that time.
For that to carry on for 11 seasons, I wonder if he can do 20. I hope they give him the leverage to do everything he wants to do with this.
To be honest with you, it's not that I don't believe that he could make a product that could have quality content for that long. Mm-hmm. It's just the fact that today they just don't make things to last anymore. Like, you just don't get. I can't think of the last show that kind of came out that like has more or less kind of gave that syndicated. Yeah, that's like the. You know what I'm saying? Like, but think about how long Grey's Anatomy been out.
Simpsons.
Like, still think about how long The Simpsons been out. Like, anything new. Like, I mean, like, within the last 10 years. Like, it released within the last 10 years. Nothing really come to mind. Maybe
TV
what's that?
shows?
Yeah, like television shows.
Like Rick and Morty?
Is it even at that point?
Yeah, it's still going.
How many seasons is it at, though?
6.
8.
5
Yeah,
or 6.
See what what I'm saying is like that like when you start getting to like 10 seasons, 11 seasons, like we used to get that a lot when we were younger. You would see that a lot with series, but I can't think of the last time. Mm-hmm. You said what? Like that came out recently? Like came out 10 years ago. On like Rick and Morty is a good example, because Rick and Morty is within 10 years, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So six seasons within 10 years, they could possibly be on pace for 10. That might be that might honestly be a good example. They may actually be on pace for 10 seasons. But that's why it's just hard to see examples like that. That might be the only one.
If they do it right, where we get like what, maybe 10, 11 episodes or something like that per season, they don't overdo it with like 20, because I think X-Files, it used to be like almost 15 episodes a season, or so. I can't remember. But
I can't remember exactly either.
If they don't give us 8, give us like 10, 11 episodes. Drop it every year if you can. I think it would be solid. Yeah. Actually, they probably could, depending on the budget that he's asking for. If he's not asking for a lot, Like if he does a lot with less, they would give him more for a budget for seasons 2, 3, 4, and going forward.
I give you that. If they can make it to where they could follow, like they could regiment themselves to follow a schedule for a yearly release, yeah, then I could see it. But I just don't, even what you just described there, I can't remember what show has done that.
Well, my thing is, Coogler can make this show scary. Like X-Files used
This
to
would be his first show too, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
And he can make some episodes scary when they need to be, and some episodes like straightforward, like detective-y, like make it still like a thriller.
Yeah.
Make it straightforward. Give you a little jump scare here and there because you got to think about it. Look at what he did with Sinners. It's not truly a horror movie, but it has horror elements. It has a jump scare here and there, but it's not a true horror movie by a lot of people's standings. Even though it's in that genre, but I feel that he can be very solid with this series. He can be very solid with it.
Oh, I agree with you. 100%. I think that's somebody to that's great hands that you could put that projects into and say, you know, we want a good product from this, and really I could believe in him to have a good product come out of it.
There's going to be one episode where it deals with going back to the cotton fields. I have some daggone intuition that he's going to do that. Like some alien's going to have the ability to go back
probably
or something. I feel like that's going to happen.
Yo, I was gonna say real quick, Robin T. He's doing a series. They said like a series of new, like a prequel to Sinners with the Native American dudes.
Yeah, I heard that. It's either they were.
Because that was one thing I didn't like about the movie was like they were introduced and then they were never brought up again. But I was like, I felt like they probably had some crucial, like pertinent information to share with somebody. But it was like you found out why they didn't stick around. But it was like, damn, that would have been kind of interesting.
He did that on purpose so that he has the door to have a prequel or a Cineverse. So you can have one about the Indians and how they were chasing Remick. You can have one on Remick himself, how he got to the U.S. You can have another one on the prequel of the Smoking Stack brothers when they were working with Al Capone in Chicago. How they tricked the Russians and I forgot the Irish on stealing their beers and bringing it back for the juke joint. It's a lot of things that they can do. Annie, you can do one on Mary, like her life. Like it depends on how you swing it.
Yeah, for sure.
That's dope.
That'd be fire.
Or even on Sammy, because if you notice, one key thing, I'm gonna bring this up during the mid-credit scene. Did you notice in the when they came into the club, one showed no reflection, the other one showed no reflection, but the bartender's reflection was still there. Did you peep that?
No.
Sammy sold his soul to the devil still. He never became a vampire.
When did he show his soul to the devil?
It's like figurative. You got to think about it because the story is based on, like they're saying, Sammy's story is based off of Rob Johnson.
Yeah.
They're saying that he sold his soul to the devil at the crossroads, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sammy never became a vampire, but if you notice in that scene, you see the bartender's reflection. You don't see Sammy, and you don't see Stack. And it's crazy on that one. When I went back and like I looked at some videos on it, and I'm like, that did happen. He did not have his reflection in the mirror, so it's speculation that he ended up still selling his soul to the devil, but in some way, shape, or form, and they were using that as like a way to confirm it. Granted, he's not a vampire, but his reflection was not in that mirror.
Yeah, that makes sense. I probably got to go back and see this movie again.
I want to go back and see it in IMAX. I went to go see it in 4DX. It didn't really do much for it until the third act, but like it moved a little bit when when they're driving around and all the good stuff, but it didn't really like do much for it. I should have went to go see it in IMAX. But
What I do also find like impressive with Ryan Coogler is it's been just a large array of he started with Fruitvale Station, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then from that I think the next thing that came out was Creed.
mm-hmm.
Then the next thing after that is Black Panther, another Black Panther. You could almost look at that as like a part one, part two, even though it's not set up like that. And then now Sinners, it's just kind of like you go from like a biopic to, which is I can't remember the last person who started their film career off of a biopic, but he started off of like a biopic to a sports movie, which is like there's a huge jump from that to like, I guess you could say sci-fi, but superhero to a horror movie. So I'm very interested just to kind of see like like it seems like in him doing that he's challenged himself a lot, and I feel like that's something that should help a director to get better in just their overall craft. So I'm really just curious to see what he like, where his mind is willing to go next.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's the beauty
Yeah.
of it. That is
Because like, what if he did a romance? I don't like. I'm not really into romance movies, but it's like he's been so good at everything that he's done that I think if he were to do like a romance movie, I would probably go and watch it. Like I would
Like
want
a
to
Love
watch
Jones
it.
type joint.
Yeah, like I would want to watch it. And the thing is, I could see him doing that, and it just hearing like it. I thought one of the best things that they did for marketing for Sinners was just let him go out and talk. He was the best marketing for me personally. He was the best marketing in regards to this film, because him showing his passion. I wasn't sold on the movie, but when I started to see like him giving the breakdowns of like the different film formatings for the IMAX versus standard, and him talking about his inspirations on the movie and just the different things that he kind of discussed, him talking about his role models and the people that he looked up to, him talking about how he's allowed for the influence of music. The person who did the music for Sinners, I believe, also did music for Black Panther. And it's like a Norwegian dude, but just the way that he able to kind of like dissect these things that he's able to observe and then put them into a movie that's different from the movie that you just got them previously seeing from him. It's just mighty impressive to me. It's to the point where I think he is gonna end up becoming a household name. I feel like that's like he's almost at this point even cemented that's likely what's gonna end up happening with him. You know, it seems like anything, like if he make a movie, it's gonna probably, you could kind of count on it that it's like Christopher Nolan. Like, if Christopher Nolan making a movie, I'm gonna want to go see that movie. I don't care what he doing. I don't care if it's not like even my bag. I'm just gonna want to go see it because Christopher Nolan made so many movies that I just absolutely love. That's what I think that Ryan Coogler is like starting. He's not Nolan yet, but he's starting to build that kind of prestige around himself. All right, I'm done. Excited for the sci-fi movie. Glass Sinners was good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, if you haven't tapped into that Sinners, it's still going. Keep fucking supporting that film, because we got to keep supporting good films so that they keep getting produced by these studios and everything, and we don't have fucking Madam Webs coming out of nowhere.
And if you a person of color and just like movies that feature people of color, Ryan Coogler is making the best variations of that in ways that don't make us necessarily cringe or make us, or turn anybody off. Just like straight up good films with people of color in it. So like if you want to see more of them, gotta lock in on them. Hint, hint me,
And
not y'all.
I think he's
Hint
speaking
me.
to a specific group of people that had a problem they weren't represented in this movie.
Oh, that's their problem. That's their
Because
problem.
I'm thinking you're saying people want to see people of color, you have to go support. But it's a lot of movies, Blue Beetle, that had people of color in it that flopped. But I'm
That's
saying,
true.
like, we show up for our shit. So you better talk to them niggas if they want to see more representation.
You gotta support it. It's just that simple. You gotta support it. Same thing like if you and you could switch this to a whole bunch of different ways. Like if you want to see more of an anime, you like an anime. We always talk about, what is the one we always talk about? Dead Man Wonderland. The one that we all cringe at for never finishing. Well, you want to know what we could have did if we wanted to see that series be completed? Go buy manga. You gotta support. If something that you want to see is coming out, you have to do things to you have to find out what the avenue is to get more of it, and then you have to support it. That's why, like, shout out to Rob. Rob is buying the Absolute comic books. I'm so glad that he's driving up the numbers with that. I need to do the same thing. I need to go buy that. I love that series. I absolutely love everything that they're doing with it. I would like to see something. It's so good that I would like to see something come from it, even if it's an animated. DC has been very successful with animated series. I would love to see if they were to do the Absolute universe and just did like movies, kind of like how they were doing with the DC the DC animated universe before, just concluded. We never talked about that. It came out while we did the podcast, but they just concluded it, and I really do one day want to go revisit that. Yeah, like, we gotta support it. Just point blank period. So, go buy the comic books, go buy the mangas. If it's a live action movie, go support the director, go support the cast, go support the movie, the film, make it successful. If it's good. If it ain't good, well. Speaking of Blue Beetle, did you think Blue Beetle was good? Anybody here?
I actually enjoyed it. It was fun.
Never watched it.
It was a fun
I didn't
movie.
hate it. I thought it was like simple, like lukewarm.
As soon as I heard the white folks talking about it was racist because they had Hispanic people having tacos in that motherfucker, it ruined it for me. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm like, but it's not the only thing that they eat, no, but you do understand that type of food, their type of food is very specific to their roots and where they come from.
Yeah.
Just like soul food is very specific to black people and where they come from and everything like that. It's just, or African food, African-based food, whether it be Nigerian or Ghanaian or any of that food is very specific to what their cultures were accustomed to throughout the years. But ever since I seen it, I was like, I don't want to watch it because it just ruined it. But I figured that it was a all right to good movie.
Yeah.
It didn't seem like it was bad.
I would have liked if they could have did more with that character, but again, they ain't get the numbers like D said.
Yep, and then they just say, blow that bitch up, start over with a Batman and Penguin series, and then blow that bitch up again.
Blow it up.
Blow
They
it up
about
again.
to Green Lantern probably going to be one season.
Superman about to be ass, and then they about to blow this bitch up again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna put that out there. Hopefully it's good. All right. So I was gonna do Last of Us episode 2, but let's hop into this Dan to Dan season 2 trailer real quick.
Yeah, let me see this.
Yeah, it's only a little bit. It's just I don't think they're actually going to animate a lot. I think they're just gonna finish out this arc, which is it's just pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. After reading the manga and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
やっと手に入れたでのこの体人間は皆殺しじゃ言ったはずだぜてめえは許さねえってよ
おい構えろやられるぞ
喜べ初めに死ぬのは貴様じゃ本気出すぜ
マジかよどうやって戻るんだよこれ早くここから脱出しないとやばいですもん
それじゃあ祭りを始めようか
そいつの目を見るんじゃねえ
この恨みは決して晴れここまでじゃ
July 3rd.
Hell of a turnaround time for Dan to Dan.
See, and that's why I give them, and that's like when we had the meeting or the episode where we had Otis on, and he I thought he gave very valid critiques for Solo Leveling, but it's just kind of like I really like how for both Solo Leveling and Dan to Dan, they are just going right back. This is the same tempo, the same momentum that we had off the first season. We're going to jump right back into the next season and give you that same momentum, that same format, the same template. Like everything that you loved is everything that you're going to be seeing in a larger and grander way. And that's what that trailer says to me, is that's what we're going to get from Dan to Dan.
I think the funny thing enough, now that you bring up the comparisons between Dan to Dan and Solo Leveling, is Dan to Dan is actually doing the thing that in which we thought Solo Leveling would do.
Okay.
Dan to Dan actually just hyped everybody up for this next part. If you read the manga, you know what's about to happen. They already showed the new character that they're introducing, Evil Eye. I'm not gonna give y'all too much. If y'all haven't read it, and y'all just waiting for the anime to drop, we can do that. But instead of just showing Evil Eye and probably compressing its backstory and everything like that in the last season of Dan to Dan, they just said, fuck it, we're going to drop all the Easter eggs and lay down the foundation for it and wait till a whole new season so that we can actually flesh all of this shit out, give Evil Eye the respects that is needed for his backstory and all of that shit. And it doesn't seem like, from what I've seen in the trailer, it doesn't seem like they're going to do much more after this Evil Eye arc. So this is completely, I feel like, what Solo Leveling should have done was drop
what
the
O
tidbits.
was saying too.
Yeah, drop the tidbits of the Jeju Island raid arc. You could even have it start per se, but trying to squeeze all of that shit into 2 episodes, we seen how it just didn't resonate that well with fans like the first season did, type of thing. So I don't know. I'm super excited about it though. Super excited.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
How about y'all?
No, I'm excited about it. I actually, I remember when y'all first started talking about the first season, I was, a little apprehensive. I was like, I don't have time for this goofy ass little anime. But then y'all talked about, the story and character development. Even I thought the action was really good in the show. But I'm looking forward to season 2.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How about you, T?
I'm looking forward to it. You already know I'm a big Dan to Dan fan. So honestly, with everything going on, I did read a little bit further for this part of the manga that's going to be animated, and it's pretty solid. Every story for whichever ghost ends up latching on to the new character, their backstory is always sad. It's always sad, and the fact that Evil Eye, his story is which makes him want to, like you said, kill all humans. It's very sad also. So when you get a chance to see that, it's if they do it right, it's gonna hit. It's gonna hit perfectly. So Evil Eye, in my opinion, is probably one of the strongest out of all 3 that we're about to have for the main characters that have abilities with the ghosts. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they overcome this animated. Even though we most of us that read it knows what's gonna happen, but to see how everything plays out,
It's exciting.
Hey,
Okay.
speaking about new anime, I mean, Fire Force did also, just to stay on the anime topics since we're on anime, Fire Force has also been returned with this season 3. The first core of it, I guess you'd say. We also, if y'all haven't been tapping in, I've talked about this. I'm pretty sure me and Niall have talked about this anime or manga for some time. Kagurabachi is finally having this anime and is scheduled to premiere in the summer of 2025. If you have not been reading Kagurabachi, I promise you right now,
Yeah, tap in.
go tap into that right now. Top tier story.
Rob, you think it was coming this soon?
I did not think it was coming this soon, but that is only just a testament of how fire this shit really is.
Wow.
I took
It's a
a minute.
lot of good manga, and that's the thing too, is it's a lot of good manga that's coming out.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, it's been like in anime where I do want to give anime credit in this regard. Like the last couple of seasons too, I would say probably more than the last two. There's the big names. And we know what you know, put it like this, even if you don't watch the anime, you likely know what the big names are each season. So like as an example, this season, it's Fire Force, My Hero Vigilante, and what's the other one? Windbreakers did very well in this first season, so I probably would throw that in there. But there's another anime I can't think of that's kind of like the big ones for this one. Despite the big ones, they're giving good quality content. There's a lot of hidden gems that's been kind of popping up in these last couple of seasons, and they're things that people are like, I want to see a part 2 that like I'm really getting hooked into it. Last season I would say it was Ishura. This season there's like 3 of them. There's one I think you really would enjoy. Rob and T, you guys are probably familiar with the very, very old anime, but like very reference Ninja Scroll. Yeah, I think that's it. Ninja Scroll. It's really old. It's not like a new anime whatsoever. This series gives me that vibe. So D, the reason why I think you would like it is because it takes like the traditional like Japanese culture with sci-fi that is like it's like when you think about like the how you would want a ninja or how you would want a samurai, things like that to be shown. Like Ninja Scroll did a great job of showing how you will want to see a sci-fi version of a ninja. For this demon something of the demon sword or demon sword something. I'll send you it again. That one does a great job of capturing like traditional, you know, like I don't want to say ancient Japan, but I'm just gonna say for lack of better words, ancient Japan culture plus like samurais plus then the sci-fi element, and it's got a really, really compelling story. I'm gonna stress this until you watch it. To Be Hero X is another sleeper that kind of came out.
I watched a little bit of it, and I don't know.
No, I know, and that's
that art style.
It's tough, but just think of like
Dragon
what
Ball,
was that? Arcane. Think of Arcane. You got through Arcane.
To Be Hero X.
To Be Hero X. It's a very weird art style. Very, very weird. It's almost like borderline in 3D.
It doesn't compare to Arcane. It doesn't compare to Arcane.
But it's in the same vein. In the same vein.
Here's the thing. The reason why I watch Arcane is because I'm a big fan of League of Legends. I played the game, and I was looking forward to seeing how they put the lore together. That's the only reason why, like that art style fits with it, because it's the same art style like when you were playing the game. Now,
right, and it's American like animation, you just got to kind of give more wiggle room.
Like Dragon Ball Z superhero, the superhero movie. That art style,
I can get that comparison. I say that's worse though.
Yeah. So me watching
like that was unbearable to me. I hated that.
Yeah, but I got through it though. But my thing is this: with this one, yes, I'll probably tap back into it. I watched the first like 10 minutes of it, and it didn't.
Oh, you gotta finish the episode. The story is what I think will get you.
I just see Homeboy take a step, and he's like, "Hey, I didn't do it. He walked."
You gotta keep going. Oh, you gotta keep going though. Just for I think that's the part that'll get you. Is the story is gonna be something where it's like a challenge for you, because what I will say is the one reason why I am curious to see your reaction for the show is because one of the things that you had leniency with in Kaiju number 8 with, and you know your big thing that you hate is the power of friendship.
Yep.
They do something in the same vanity as Kaiju number 8, which I just am very curious to see what your reaction would be to it. I think if you got through the first 4 episodes and you don't, and that's the thing, I think if you got through the first 4 episodes and you just like, it's just not for me, it wouldn't be that would surprise me. I just want to see it. I just want to see that reaction from you versus the like, what I think. There's another reaction from you that I think, and that's why I'm like, he might. I kind of want to get him to stick that out. Lazarus, sorry Rob, I'm just kind of rattling them off really quickly, but Lazarus is another one that kind of came out. If anybody's ever seen Cowboy Bebop, this is by the same person who did Cowboy Bebop.
We talked about it 2 episodes.
We did,
like 3 episodes.
Okay, all right, yeah, that one is still it's slow, but I think it's gonna start cooking real soon. I don't know how many episodes it has though, but it's been slow. And then there's another one that came out though, but it's just been a lot of like just small, more unknown anime that have been picking up, and that's kind of reminded me of like the early 2000s, like when you had things like what was that show called? Death Parade. I think it was called Death Parade. It's just like,
man, they stopped making
you know what
that.
I know, but like it's reminded me of that era of anime where you just had like a lot of like you didn't know about this anime, you didn't read the manga for this anime, and it's been a slapper. But Kagurabachi coming out in the summer, that you just blew my mind with that, because I said, what did I say like a week ago? I said like, oh no, it'll be 2027, and it's like 2020 summer of 2025.
Side Games Pictures supposedly they made an anime like Horse Racing Girl or something like that. I don't fucking know. I don't know if you've ever heard of that shit. But the animation that they have for that, it looks pretty good. So I can only imagine the animation. If folks was liking how Demon Slayer was, Kagurabachi, I'm not gonna lie, might be right up your alley. It might be right up your alley.
Yeah.
So
yeah, yeah.
Boruto also got verified that it is also working on a part 2. We already knew that, but they just Studio Pero verified that on their website now. So now we know that's in the works too. And yeah, that's pretty much all the. Oh, One Piece is also in its Luffy versus Kizaru mode right now. I haven't really tapped into the manga or anything like that. I haven't watched that episode either.
He about to be animated.
Well, hold on. My thing is though, let's talk about the episode before, like the fight with Luffy and Homeboy. Kobe, when they were fighting the pirate thing over the island, my man said,
Been waiting.
Oh, that animation was so perfect.
It seems like it's in the final arc. I don't know what.
No, this ain't no final arc.
The final arc. This is 3 arcs before.
This is the final arc for the arc.
Oh, like fuck, bro.
This is the final arc for the arc. This is not. There ain't nothing like no full final arc. But the next one,
1,000 more episodes before this shit fucking completes, nigga.
I ain't mad about that. Keep it going,
bro. Because it's like 40. It's like It's like 40 in terms of anime. It's like 40 episodes before you get to like the like climax. That's the part with One Piece that's like so hard. I get it. I'm not gonna say I don't understand it, but that is the part that's so hard. Is like you got to be willing, and sometimes it's hard for me as well to get through like that first 40 episodes. Wano was a lot. Wano was like, this is 100+ episodes of just like build up before you actually get to like what typically a shonen anime watcher wants to see. It's hard, bro. It is. I get it. But that's what I love about Egghead. Right now they're on what's like the Egghead Island arc. Mm-hmm. And that's what I love about Egghead is Egghead just kind of picks up on where Wano ended. So it's just, you know, you get one iconic fight, then you get another iconic fight with people that the Straw Hat Pirates have fought before. Then you get a completely new fight, and then it's like the arc is over. And that's the great part, is that they have the action kind of throughout the arc for Egghead. But then you turn around and then you get in the arc after Egghead, and it go right back to the typical One Piece. Like, here's 100 chapters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm about to. All right, so I think that's all the anime news that we have that off the top of my head.
Oh, Go Power Rangers. Go Loser Ranger. Go Loser Ranger. That's another one that is came in for his second season this year. Did good on his first season. It is unique. It's Power Rangers, but it's not Power Rangers. Mm-hmm. It's like they flipped it on his head in a way, and it's kind of like the person who you wouldn't vote for is who you're voting for. and yeah, it's just different. It's like it's a mature Power Rangers in a messed up way. But I enjoyed the first season of that, and would recommend that as a watch as well. That's it though. I'm done.
But I don't know about any manga. I know Kaiju number 8. They're still going on right now.
Yeah.
One Piece obviously is still going on. Boruto is cooking up some fucking heat in the manga as well. So if you haven't been tapped in, tap into that. Kishimoto and Ikimoto. Technically Ikimoto, because Kishimoto ain't even writing this shit no more. It's all Ikimoto. He actually cooking up a fire lady character, unlike Kishimoto. Finally. But nonetheless.
Yeah, I love it.
What else is going on manga wise? I said Kaiju number 8, right?
T, so while we add manga, what we gonna do? When you think we might be able to knock out that Marshall King review?
Do it this week.
All right, y'all. We got Marshall King. For anybody that's seen the first video, we enjoy you, or thank you for enjoying that video with us. And we shall do our next one this week.
I might do we might just fuck around and just tap into the individual. I'm pretty sure we talked about this before, but tap in with the individual mangas that we really like, whether it be one person or two people or three people or all of us. If we're all tapped into one manga, then we can always do that. I'm pretty sure we could do that with Kaiju number 8.
I'm gonna probably do them. If y'all need somebody else on the show, I'll probably be on it because I'm reading like 7 manga right now. Yeah, like I've been on it. All of the new. I've been trying. I just want something new to read, so I've been like on it. Mad.
Wow.
Yeah, bro. Mad. You might like this manga called Mad Rob that just recently came out. I would recommend you give that a shot. Something I say this is more on my bag, but it's a manga called Asher's Verdict. It's weird, but it's cool. Like I like it. T, I still think you would enjoy Astro Baby. I think you should tap into that one. I'm still gonna kind of preach on you for tapping into that because I think that's 100% your bag.
Spy Family.
Centuria.
Going on?
Spy Family is still going on. I kind of fell out of that, but it is good. I just fell out of it.
Sakamoto Days. Chainsaw Man is still going on. It's actually Manga Plus right now. Chainsaw Man is number 1 right now. I don't know if it's just because the most recent chapter came out, but it came out. Oh, the most recent chapter came out April 15th, and it's currently number 1, beating One Piece, which is crazy.
But it's a very loved, and I'm not the biggest fan of it, but it is very loved. But the thing that kind of annoyed me with Chainsaw Man, it's very adult, and to where it's like I don't know if they will be able to animate it, so that kind of turns me off about it. Cause like you want to see it it's like let me see it animated. Like I feel you, but like let me see it animated, and that one is just too much adult content for me to think that like, and they could delete those scenes in the actual anime. But I don't know. I haven't read it, so I haven't read it to its full extent, so I don't know whether that's possible or not. I didn't read that portion where that graphic stuff happens. I just know that there is graphic stuff that has happened. Centuria is another one that is climbing. It is climbing. To your point, Rob, Kagurabachi has remained, as long as I've been looking at it for over the last month, it's remained in the top 10. And what's really cool is Centuria, which is something that just recently came out, is already at 13. So, and I could see it breaking top 10 relatively soon. It's a very, it's not anything new, but it's, you know what? This is the best way I can sell it. It's given not the gore and the intensity and violence of Berserk, but it's given a Berserkish kind of vibe, like feel. But it's not Berserk. Like, you know how crazy Berserk can get. It's not that, but it's that kind of vibe and aesthetic. And it's creeping up. It's creeping up. It was at 15. Now it's up last week. Now it was 13. So it's moving. Same thing with Mad. Mad was top 25. Now Mad is top 20. So yeah, manga is doing its thing. Like you said, it's a lot of really good manga. You just got to kind of be willing to tap in. Trojan X is not doing well, but I just kind of was a little bit of a sucker for Tokyo Ghoul. and it's by the same mangaka that did Tokyo Ghoul. So I like it, but I don't know if I believe in this mangaka to make a satisfying conclusion, and I imagine that's what's turning a lot of other people off too. But I do personally like this story right now. And Marshall King again breaking, both Mad and Marshall King breaking out of that top 25 into, or within the top 25 and kind of breaking into the top 20. That's pretty impressive. War of the Adults is another new one, a very new one. I don't know if I haven't read it, but it's insane to me how it's already top 10. Like as soon as it came out, it like jumped to top 10. So I don't know what that's about, but that's another one that I'm kind of try to lock in on, because if it was able to break top 10 within the first week of it coming out, that's, come on now.
I need them to finish Berserk now that you bring that up too.
I know, but it's not. He died. Rest in peace.
I thought they released some new shit after he passed away.
That's why I'm so worried about Dragon Ball. Everybody keep telling me don't be worried about Dragon Ball, but that's why I'm worried about Dragon Ball. I really feel like we might have hit the last of Dragon Ball. I do think that it's like way more successful than Berserk. So like, I give it the benefit of the doubt, but like, bro, it's like when the mangaka die, it kills the series. That's why I need Togashi to like go get some like new back like prayer healing, something. He need to be like biblical touched, like that. He needs something different. I don't know, but I just am afraid that he won't be able to finish Hunter x Hunter with his back injury. And it's like, once you go, it's uncertain. It's very uncertain. But you know what? Dragon Ball, like the Yukio mangaka passed away, right?
Yu-Gi-Oh?
Did he?
Yeah, he gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They still doing Yukio content, right?
I haven't seen any new series because V-Ring is the last one.
He was alive for that one?
Think he died at the beginning of that one.
Dang, you see what I'm saying, Rob? It gets spooky.
We shall see. We shall see. Yeah, like I said, Last of Us episode. If you don't know about The Last of Us 2 by now, I'm sorry. Like, I don't want to fucking mince words about. I thought about it. I don't want to mince words about that fucking episode 2. If you haven't seen it, tap into it. If you're not familiar with the games, tap into it. I'm not going to spoil it for you because it's a pretty huge fucking spoiler. If you haven't tapped into it. Thunderbolts pre-screening news. I don't think we talked about this prior to, but Thunderbolts did have a pre-screen. Oh wait, did we? Oh, I think we did with just us three.
Yeah.
But it's coming back as Thunderbolts is gonna be looking like a massive success in terms of the actual movie and how it is in comparison to all the recent Marvel films that have been created. But we don't know that it's going to be a success within the actual box office. So I'm curious about y'all. Do y'all think even if Thunderbolts is genuinely a good movie, but it doesn't reflect that in the box office, do y'all still think that this is a good sign for Marvel or a bad sign?
I would still say it's a good sign for Marvel.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right. Just wanted to make that sure. Yeah, supposedly it's pretty good. They got 2 post-credit scenes, 2 for Thunderbolts. I believe it's coming out this week. Yeah, this week. For Thursday technically, but
wait, Thunderbolts come out Thursday?
Yep.
Yeah, on the 1st.
I know, bro. This is what I've been like trying to formulate. I'm like, I'm too busy right now.
That's why I try to go for the 2 for 1.
I don't know. I'm looking at drive-ins. Like, when they not open yet?
Bro,
They
I'm
not
gonna see it
open.
on Friday. That's something. I ain't doing that shit back and forth.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna see it with Shawty on Friday too, but yeah, it's looking like a pretty good film. I'm not gonna lie. I'm genuinely curious. So to the 2 post-credit scenes, like I was saying before, make sure y'all tap in at the end of the movie. It's not the end of the movie. The first one is supposed to be like a comedic one. The second one is actually supposed to be a big
Reveal.
big spoiler, big reveal.
Spoiler!
Spoil it? Do you want me to?
I spoiled it
Really?
for myself already.
Nah. Wait, we
spoiled it
can
for
wait till
yourself?
next week.
Oh, D, you already know?
Yeah, I know already.
Me too.
Oh.
All right, so it's if people were upset that the MCU films weren't bringing all of the other films together, this film does the opposite, or at least one of the post-credit scenes. That's all I'm gonna say. Y'all will be quite happy that Marvel has finally gotten back to their roots. Nonetheless, though, I think that's it for this week. Kind of went on a tangent with Sinners. It was just that good of a fucking film. I'm not gonna lie. We did a lot of anime and manga news of all sorts of forms of fashion. And we talked about Thunderbolts for a little bit. Obviously, I know The Last of Us as well. So we appreciate y'all again for stopping on by. This is episode 64. Yet again in this thing, it's your humble host, Sage. As always with my brethren, Croco, Nino, and T Smooth as always. Did y'all have anything y'all wanted to end off with?
No, not really. I'm good.
All right, appreciate y'all again. There's no more hiatuses for the near future, I don't believe. So expect us to be here next Sunday, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If something happens, then we'll post it on the socials, if anything. But appreciate y'all.
Wait, we have to see Thunderbolts this week to talk about it next week.
Yeah. I'm most definitely gonna see it this week. So
Yeah.
if you're not able to see it this week, like, we can still make it work. We can do the non-spoiler review and then probably do a spoiler review later on in the week, something lighter type of thing. But yeah, we'll figure it out though. All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all again for tapping in. Please hit that like and subscribe button. Do not leave this page until you hit that like and subscribe button. Please hit that noti bell as well. Sometimes we might go live. Sometimes we might be doing some Marvel Rivals competitive play throughout the week. Sometimes I might be playing Assassin's Creed. T might be playing something else. Who knows? Just tap in. Please hit that noti bell so that you don't miss any of our content. And we will see y'all next week.
Get me into that Marvel Rivals.
Oh yeah, we need to get you. We need to get you activated.
I want all the smoke. Yeah, running trash bags of that green, whipping fast, the whip color of cocaine. I'm independent, they in this business to stop these dreams. On the road to riches, focus on the ticket, maximize my means. It's like now